Mentorship is good. I mean, it's important to get direction. The good thing about becoming a professor is that it's a clear path. You know exactly what you're supposed to do. I had to work hard, extra days, as in, I don't know, a holiday from a work day or a weekend.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Pinnacle Journey show. This is the ultimate platform where we uncover the inspiring journeys of inspirational individuals through their remarkable stories. My name is Favor Santuanunu. I'm the outgoing president of Molex Foundation Africa, UG chapter. I'm also a national service person at Absa Bank, Ghana, and I'm super excited to bring to you today's episode. This episode is proudly brought to you by Molex Foundation Africa, where giving back to society is our hallmark. We are also committed to helping young people learn, lead, and thrive in this environment to unlock their fullest potential. Thank you very much, Prof. Welcome back. Let's dive into today's conversation with Professor Ama Browne Klutse. Prof, I'm so happy you joined us in today's episode.
A pleasure.
And I want to say a hearty congratulations to you for your inaugural lecture you had at the Great Hall. I know that your journey to becoming a full professor was not easy. So let's start from here. Was there any defining moment in your career that inspired your academic journey?
Thank you for having me, and I'll say greetings to your listeners. Becoming a full professor is exciting, it's challenging, but it is important. Every academic strives to reach this height. The good thing about becoming a professor is that it's a clear path. You know exactly what you're supposed to do to reach that height. So the rules are clear. You just have to follow the rules. It takes hard work and working smart also to reach there. I wouldn't say it has been easy, but as I said earlier on, the rules are clear. You follow the rules, you achieve this height. It takes hard work, as I said, and it takes smartness. So becoming a full professor, I mean, in academia, you typically will go from a lecturer to a senior lecturer to associate professor before a full professor.
Yeah.
So you normally, after your PhD, employed as a lecturer. So that's with or without any publication, you come in as a lecturer. In some universities, in 2 years' time, and having a minimum of 6 publications, you can now apply for promotion to become a senior lecturer.
Wow.
And then after that, getting to associate professor level, you need minimum of 12 publications. And then to get to a full professor, you need another 12 publications.
Okay.
This is the list of what you need to have to move through the promotions. You need also to have done some services to the nation, some services to the university communities, and some services to the international world. So it takes, I would say, a lot of hard work. So you don't just sit in your corner and write papers. You have to also engage. You engage local communities, you engage national level, you engage at a global level. So all of these come together to make you grow in the academia. My journey, of course, has not been easy.
At all.
I had to work hard, extra days, as in, I don't know, a holiday from a work day or a weekend from a weekday. I seem to have worked 24 hours because I could pick my laptop at any time of the day. And especially when I have some ideas, I want to pick my laptop quickly and type them out before I lose it or I forget it. So it's about staying focused and following the rules. That's exactly what I did.
Wow, that's actually very amazing. Staying focused and following the rules.
Yeah.
But can you say that mentorship has actually played a key role in your experience in your journey so far? And to our young people watching, what advice do you have for them as they seek out mentors to help them grow in their field?
Yeah, thanks. Through my career growth, I had very little influence from my mentors. I would say I had only a few mentors. The bigger one is Professor F.K. Alote of blessed memory. We didn't have so many direct contacts. Well, we were meeting, but it's more like a high level advice. So you need to pursue your PhD, you need to start publishing, and that's about all. It's not about. So my relationship with Professor Alote wasn't about micro managing me per se, but I took every single opportunity with him very seriously. And I knew he had expectation and he saw that there's a future in me, and I decided not to disappoint him. So most of the time I didn't work for myself, but I worked to please Professor F.K. Alote. And obviously during my undergraduate degree and master's, I had a supervisor who also would encourage me. So the two of them in my academia, I would say they are pillars, they're great pillars. That was just as I was studying, but beyond that, had been my own mentor. I'm self-motivating, and I just followed the rules. I actually didn't need an advice or didn't need a mentor. At the time, had actually started my career as a lecturer at the university. Probably if I had a mentor at the time, I would have propelled faster than now. I don't know. Or maybe slower. I don't know. But I am self-motivating and I'm focused. I make targets and I try to meet them. No matter how difficult it may probably appear, I try to meet my targets. And I set timelines for myself. And I worked.
Wow, that is actually very inspiring, being self-motivated. But you know, lots of young people, it's very difficult to get that motivation from self, and they will always like to seek mentors from other people. But is there any one advice you would give to them when looking out for a mentor in someone? Any key thing to look out for?
Yeah, mentorship is good. I mean, it's important to get direction, especially where you need to take a critical decision in your life and you are not sure of how to go about it. Most of the time, when you have a mentor, it helps. But mentors, it's important to choose your mentor also carefully, because your mentor may have his or her interests. You may also want to have your own interests. So the level of influence you want others to have in your life is how deep you want to get into mentorship. So you need to set goals, probably as youth, you need to set your goals, and you can cross-check with the direction your mentor is giving you. If it aligns, then you are good. Otherwise, I will go for self-motivation, set the targets, follow the rules. Depend on what you do, know what will make you grow. If it's about publishing, like in my space in academia, go ahead and publish. So know your KPIs. You can set KPIs for yourself. And one thing I normally will advise the youth, that be different. You see, we are many in this world. In every space, there are people who are talented. How are you different from the next person? How are you different from the group? So if somebody appears in that space where you belong to, like in that group where you belong to, the person should be able to pick you and not someone else. So no matter what you do, you have to bring out the uniqueness that is in you. It's okay to learn from others. Sometimes we say we even copy. It's okay. But when you copy, put some designs, some uniqueness to whatever you want to learn from others and from out there. So it's important to do things differently to make you unique. Yeah.
That's amazing. Do things differently to make you unique. If you just joined us, we just began the Pinnacle Journey and it's getting interesting. Prof, I know you were a wife and you were a mother and also a full-time professor. How do you balance these responsibilities? I know that they're all very weighty. How do you balance the two of them?
Yes, so I'm disappointed that you didn't say I'm a full-time wife and a full-time mother, but you said a full-time professor. I'm a full-time in all of them. It's okay. So yes, I'm a mother of 3 and I'm a wife. Fully loaded wife, And again, as you have observed, also a full professor. It's not a simple journey. I couldn't do it alone. And I couldn't have done it alone, combining family life and my academic life. So through it all, I had my parents, had my siblings, I had my in-laws supporting from time to time, and I had house helps who I have to pay, share my salaries with to support me at home. The big one is my husband, who took care or takes care, he still does, of the home when I am away. So it's important to also choose your partners wisely. Your partner should share your dream and should be able to support you, especially when it's in the path of growth in your life. So I received support from home. I still served as a wife, I still served as a mother, I still do. But the nature of my work takes me out of the home most of the time. So by this time, as a wife, I'm supposed to be home cooking and taking care of the kids, but I'm still out here. Somebody is home doing that responsibility on my behalf. And so whenever I get the opportunity, I put my utmost best to support the home or to help my kids, make them happy as much as possible. And I try to communicate, keep open conversations in the house. So if I have to travel, I not really discuss, but I say it's like, I need to do this. I bring out the importance of me doing this or that. This is just to avoid conflict and stress and these things at home. It has not been easy, not simple, but it's a can do. And I've seen others do it. I knew I could do it. I have done it.
Very important.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow. Prof has said it. Indeed, I want to just make something very clear. Prof is a full-time wife, a full-time mother, and a full-time professor. And she has
actually a full-time politician.
Exactly. Very important. And a full-time politician. And she has done this so well with her good support system. Thank you. I'm so proud of you, Prof. And I'm proud of myself for speaking with you.
Yeah, that's great.
Amazing. But I know that it's not easy being in leadership as a female in leadership.
Sure.
What is the biggest challenge you have faced being a female leader, and how has this actually influenced your approach to environmental governance?
Yeah, leadership in general is not simple. It's difficult, but it's also an experience you want to have. It challenges you to grow. It's puts you in a shape where you can grow better and manage humans. The most difficult part of leadership is also the gender part, the being a female leader. We have general perception in the country, but it's even in the whole world, that general perception of women, people doubt, can she do it? Is she really up for it? Did she get here by her own effort, by merit? So we have these, I would say, misconceptions and doubts about female leaders. But most of us, I would say myself, have come this far by hard work, by merit. And so I have gone through the mill. And so when I take this role as a leader, I would say I know exactly how to go about things. One thing that has helped me in human management as part of leadership skill is probably my area of study, climate change,
Okay.
where the climate is a complex system. I don't know to say if it's as complex as human system, but it is complex. So trying to understand the climate system, I try to put human behavior in that perspective. Human beings can be unpredictable. We know this.
Yeah.
To some extent, you can make some predictions, but it's largely, you can say that humans are unpredictable. It's the same thing you can say about the climate system. It's largely unpredictable. We have some signals, we can make some predictions, but it's largely difficult to predict.
Yeah.
My area of research has always been climate science, and then now as my new position as the CEO, I'm managing the environment, which also include the impact of climate and stuff like that. Environmental governance, we humans have to take it seriously. So at EPA, we do regulation of all activities that it's about the environment. And so we need to work on our attitude as the people of Ghana. Let me be more specific, of Ghana. How we dispose of waste, how we respect the environment, cutting down of trees, cementing everywhere, building on waterways, and all of those things do not help us. So we need to approach it more in a proper way. So we could call it respect for the environment or environmental values. Yeah, so I believe every Ghanaian must have some level of education in environmental values. And I think once we do that, we'll have good governance for the environment. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Prof. Prof, thank you so much for the amazing insights so far. But as you know, Ghana is a very, very interesting situation right now with regards to our environmental challenges. We face a lot of challenges with regards to deforestation, flooding, and pollution. And as the CEO of Ghana's EPA, what advice or what is your top priority when it comes to leadership in EPA and actually trying to combat Ghana's environmental challenges?
Yeah, thank you. If you talk about Ghana's environmental challenges, it's a huge one. You see, so you talked about Galamsey. It's an illegal mining situation in the country, and government is trying to fight it. In fact, there have been a number of efforts in the past to trying to fight the illegal mining. What we see is that these illegal activities are actually threatening the scarce resources that we have. And I use water, very specific on water.
Yeah.
We see that most of our water bodies are polluted, and not just polluted with mud or with rubbish, but polluted with heavy metals. And this has health implications for us. It's a public health problem. So the illegal mining, Galamsey, and these illegal activities have actually gone beyond environmental problems to public health, and as we speak, it's a national security issue. The regulators, the EPA, Forestry Commission, as we go around to monitor the degradation of the environment, we face these illegal miners attacking us, injuring us, killing us. And so I see this is we have entered a national security zone, and we have to take this seriously. And every Ghanaian must be concerned at this point where we have illegal miners who are fully armed and always overpowering the government officials who are to regulate their activities. And so we have to take it seriously. And I will call on the youth now, soon call for a youth dialogue, a national youth dialogue on this topic. Because some of us, I would say, we are a little bit old.
Not at all.
And it is, yeah, but at least I'm older than more than a big chunk of Ghanaians. Because the largest population is the youth in the country, and so I have gone above that bracket of the youth, and the youth must be concerned. Of course, all of us, but it should be more of the youth, because we are actually experiencing water shortages, and even what's the tap water that pass through our taps are not completely clean and safe, and most of us do not trust drinking from the tap. But ironically, we use the tap to cook. How much can you boil a heavy metal to cook to get out, or to cook
You're
off?
the expert. Tell us. Because
I mean, you can boil it and boil and it will still be there. So now we find medically find heavy metals in our human blood, heavy metals in our foods, and all of that. And so we need to take this seriously, because it has health implications, as I said earlier on. It can give us cancer, it can give us so cancer of all types, kidney problems especially, and skin problems sometimes. And so we have to take this seriously and try to fight it. I mean, I don't know how much I can say this, but every Ghanaian must be concerned. There are actors in the field, the miners themselves, there are communities and chiefs and elders who allow access to their land. There are regulatory bodies who permit the miners, give them the licenses to operate. All of these institutions, including government, presidency, must be parts of this fight. It's a collective effort we need to put forward to deal with these illegal activities, because it is killing us, I would say. It is affecting us, it's affecting livelihood of many people, it's affecting the health of many people, and even the recreation of many people. You see water that is clean and it happy. It's like a refreshing food to your soul. But now you see water and nothing to write home about, completely polluted, and it's not the right things to do. Nothing. I said all of us must be involved. If your capacity is to speak out, do it. If you have the capacity to talk to an elderly person who has the power to allow access on the land, please do it. So all of us must be involved in it, especially, as I said, the youth. Without EPA, by this time you should have youth groups that are discussing solutions, professing solutions to government. If you want all of us to be part of this, it should not be led by even government. Government should be getting directive or solutions from the youth. The voices of the youth must be heard in this fight. We all need to do this.
Wow, that's actually very amazing. I'm actually looking forward to the National Youth Dialogue you are planning, and I'm sure our viewers watching, our young people watching, are also very excited for it. And as this is a collective effort, I believe that everybody should have an opportunity to partake in this. We do not have much females in the STEM field, and as this is a collective effort, means that we need more girls and more women to understand the issues and able to dialogue intellectually about it. What advice would you give to young ladies coming into STEM, coming to the environmental leadership? What advice would you give to them?
Thank you. So the STEM field is like every other field. There are a lot of opportunities. We have to tap into them. So first, we need to let the opportunities in there known to especially the youth, and they will make career choices in the STEM field. We need to be deliberate in our youth mentoring or bringing up female in this space. Without that, we get females relaxing, or because of family or societal demands, shying away from the STEM field. And that leaves the few women in there much more opportunities to also explore.
True.
And I know also that the female factor has a unique way of thinking. Through science, we solve many, many problems of the world. And so if we have more females in the space, I believe we'll be able to solve most of our challenges in the world as easy as we will wish to have it. And if you have this, or have a lot of hands on board, the pressure will not be on only a few. And so it will be a shared corporate responsibility. I'm not saying that men do not have a contribution or a role to play, but the female factor approach things differently, think things differently, especially women who are mothers and trying to solve a world problem. Our approach is normally different, and we take care, or we actually value putting the effort as if we are handling the home. And so we have, I would say, that strength, inner strength as women in our approach to some difficulties. And that should drive the female factor into science and the related field. We have in Ghana especially limited support for women in science. In other words, government, private companies, NGOs support fully the education of girls in STEM, because the VC said yesterday that these are scarce species. And so there are only a few. And it's important that we encourage female in STEM with funding, with encouragement, with deliberate pushing of the women into the STEM field. Once we approach it this way, we should be able to get a lot of female. I have practiced it with female students, how to push them in advising, in encouraging, in pushing, really, like, you can do this.
You can do it.
You can do it.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Wow, the female factor in sciences, that's actually very brilliant. I'll take that. But I know that Molex Foundation Africa is working diligently to push more girls into the STEM field. And as a technical advisor to Molex, what initiatives are you currently working on with regards to climate awareness and youth empowerment? What initiatives are you working on with Molex?
Thank you. I believe Molex, from their already existing programs, will continue to support what is there. I see already innovative activities that Molex is undertaking, Molex Africa is undertaking. What we're going to bring on board per my new mandate is establishing environmental protection clubs in schools. So we feel that the young people, students at the elementary level, should have that sense of environmental awareness, what to do, what not to do to the environment. And we will not, so the approach is not just to have clubs meeting and doing photo shoots, but we will actually get into the environment to work. So if it's it will depend on the level. If it's the secondary school level, for example, we can provide them with protective PPEs, protective personal equipment, so gloves, Wellington boots, and cleaning tools for them to clean the environment. We can do that like once a month, once a week, depending on their schedule at school. And then there's a practice we can do also at the university level. Environmental protection clubs in schools, in tertiary institutions, and we can run it successfully and open it up even beyond the schools to the communities. People can be a part, they can join, and can be part of the family to create that awareness about the environment. So they will be educating as well as practicing same in the environment. Important. So that's an addition we will soon add. And I believe Molex Foundation will take it upon on the already existing platform in the schools to drive this agenda, to support the EP as well.
Very important. Support each other, don't we? Wow.